Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my new braiders and hairstylists some tips to grow their clientele, how to get regulars, and also how to get their career to run smoothly as a hairstylist. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be doing a face mask. I like to do face masks about once a month to make me feel like I'm taking care of my skin. But anyway, today's face mask is going to be this black peel-off mask. I don't know if you can see that. I got this from, where did I get this from? I got this from Burlington. And then also after my mask, I'm gonna be using these under eye gel pads. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be doing. Now let's get into the video. If you're just starting out, I want you to choose 2 to 3 styles, and I want you to master those styles, okay? I want you to master those styles to the point you feel like you can do those styles with your eyes closed, okay? I want you to make sure those parts are so crispy, okay? I want you to make sure those parts are so crispy that when your client leaves, you'd be like, God damn, I did that, okay? That's how I want you to master those 2 to 3 styles that you want to do, okay? And when I started, honestly, I started off with one style. I literally was doing knotless braids in one size, and they were like, I'm gonna add a picture of what my knotless braids used to look like when I first started braiding hair as a full-time hair braider. Yeah. I honestly, when I had first started out, it was during COVID. So honestly, people just needed their hair done, and I was their girl, okay? I was your girl. You was getting knotless if you was coming to me, okay? Because that was the only thing that I had on my, that was the only thing I pretty much had on my services. Like, not that I didn't know how to do any other style, but at the moment, when COVID had just hit, I wasn't out of work, but I was getting nervous working at the preschool that I was working at because there were still kids coming in, parents did not care, and I was getting a little bit nervous. So I was like, yo, I gotta figure out what I'm going to do for some money. So I ended up doing knotless braids, and that's pretty much where I started, literally from one style. So I literally mastered that style. I started learning how many rolls I needed for large knotless. I learned how many rolls I needed for medium. I learned how many rolls I needed for small. So after I learned that, those were my 3 like 3 styles that I did, and those were pretty much the only 3 styles that I did for about 2 to 3 months. And then I was like, all right, I gotta start adding more styles to my services because hello, people want different things. Everybody doesn't just want knotless braids. So from there, I just started learning. I just picked the style and I just practiced that style until I got it to where I wanted it to look like. And then that's when I started to offer that style. So when you're starting out, you don't have to know every style. You do not have to know every style. All you gotta do is learn 2 to 3, and I'm saying 2 to 3, but you see, I'm telling you, I started with one style, and that was knotless braids, and then I started adding other styles after I practiced it multiple times. So that's pretty much tip number 1. Yes, so once you master that style, you're ready to go. You're ready to offer people what you got. So once you master that style, now it's time to get your clients. And please master those styles because, and maybe this is just me, but I do not like to do a style that I've never done because I've never done it. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know if my fingers are going to cooperate today. I may tell my fingers to cooperate, but they might not cooperate. So I make sure I practice that style that somebody asks me to do before I book them, because it's nothing worse than having your client leave and they're not happy. Like that irks me. That eats me up at night. When my client leaves and they're not happy, whew, I don't like that. So the next thing you want to do is start to promote yourself. When I say promote yourself, well, to get clients, you want to start promoting yourself to get clients, right? And what you want to do is you want to get your sister, you want to get your cousin, you want to get your auntie, you want to get your grandmother, you want to get anybody you can, your coworker, you want to get your neighbor, anybody you can get to do their hair for free, okay? Because that right there, they are going to be your walking billboard, okay? They're your walking advertisement. Because people, especially women, when women see something that they like, they're going to ask, like, who did your hair, girl? And honestly, that is word of mouth, okay? And that I honestly built a lot of my clientele from word of mouth. A lot of my clients tell me that they seen a girl at the beauty supply store and they ask her, who did your hair? And they tell her it's me. Tell them it's me, you know? Like, that's literally, when it comes to hair, that's just a good way to start getting your clientele and, you know, start building. Word of mouth is your #1 promotion. The next thing you want to do to promote yourself, you have to, in this new generation, you have to have social media. Because if you don't have a website, how else are people going to see what you do? And if you really do it good, you know, you want to make sure you have an Instagram and a Facebook. And those are the two basic ones that you want to do. Instagram and Facebook are going to be your #1 promoting tools, okay? You want to make sure that you're posting, especially on Instagram, you want to make sure you're posting every day, at least 3 times a day, okay? It doesn't matter if you're posting the same hairstyle. It doesn't matter if you're posting the same client. Just make sure you're posting at least 3 times a day so they see that you're serious and they see that you actually do work, okay? They see your work. They see, oh, okay. And then on top of that, when you're posting 3 times a day, your work is going to constantly pop up on their feed, okay? So the more times you pop up on the feed, the more chance you have of booking them. Because there's going to be a time where they're going to be like, oh my God, I need my hair done. Everybody's booked. And then they're going to remember, oh yeah, I always see this girl on Instagram. Let me check her out. I'm telling you, it works. I know a lot of people are not big fans of the Instagram world and like promoting that way. But Instagram and Facebook have really like boosted my clients to a whole different level. And when it comes to Facebook, you want to join those black owned pages. Okay? Those pages, I remember when I first posted on there, my pictures and videos had got so many likes, like I want to say like over 1,000 likes. And I was surprised. I was shocked. And from there, people started booking me. So you want to make sure you're promoting everywhere. Okay? And let me not say everywhere, but you want to make sure you're using Facebook and Instagram, because those 2 tools, I'm telling you, will boost your clientele. Also, when you do start getting a few clients, you want to start your prices low. I know that sucks, and who wants to not really get paid for their work? But you have to do it for the sake of your business at this point, honestly. When I started doing hair during COVID, I was doing hair for $90. $90, hair included, okay? That's literally how much I was doing hair for. But after a month or two, no, I'm not gonna say so. After about a month and a half, I was able to raise my prices, okay? Because I was constantly improving my work. I was constantly showing people that I'm working, and I was just constantly showing people that I was improving. Like, when you do good work, People will pay for that, okay? And for a long time, well, as I was building my clientele, because it was during COVID, I honestly thought like, oh my God, like after COVID is done, like I'm not gonna have no clientele. So everybody's gonna go back to their hair braiders. But you'll be surprised when you get your clientele, how many people are like, oh my God, I've been looking for a hair braider for forever and I cannot find one. And I'm literally like, what? Like, I live in an area where there's literally so many hair braiders around. Like, well, shops, so many hair braiding shops around. And I'm like, there's literally at least 6 that I see on the daily hair places that you can get your hair done at. And they're like, no, I do not want to go over there. They do not do hair good. I do not like the way they, like literally, they are not beat for going to the shop. And especially after COVID, they love the fact that they're in one secluded space. They're not around a whole bunch of people and it's just them. Like my clients love the fact that I have my room and it's just them. It's not a whole bunch of people walking around. I am literally taking care of them only. This is the mask. My face is super tight right now. That's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna be leaving this mask on for 30 minutes and now we're gonna continue talking about these tips. If you are working from home and say you don't have a secluded room and you have to work in your living room or on the side of your kitchen or wherever you have to work in your house because you don't have a secluded room. Try to separate and block that space off as much as you can to make your clients feel like they're in a secluded area, you know what I mean? Not just in your living room where there's a whole bunch of stuff. Not saying that your living room is messy or anything like that, but I don't know, people just like the feeling of being in a separate area to get their hair done. Like when they don't see all the extra stuff, it just makes them feel better. That's what I've learned throughout this journey of being a full-time hair braider. Also, have your space as clean as possible, okay? Pick up the garbage, make sure the floor is clean. That's pretty much it. It's really simple. Just make sure your space is as clean as it can be because once again, people don't like that either. A lot of clients don't like to feel like they're in someone's home, even though they are. The next thing that I would say is you have to invest in yourself, okay? So when I started posting pictures on Instagram, my pictures were dark and you could barely see anything. And on top of that, I was using a bootleg Android phone, okay? I'm sorry to say it, but you're gonna have to have either an iPhone or a Samsung, okay? You're gonna have to have either a Samsung or an iPhone. I upgraded to an iPhone and my pictures were coming out great, but they were still dark. So I had to invest in some ring lights. I used to have so many ring lights. I had like 3 or 4 ring lights because I was getting the cheap ones, but save yourself the money and the trouble and just get yourself either a good ring light or get yourself a good LED panel light. And that's what I'm using. I use 2 LED panel lights and that's how I take my pictures and those are the lights that I use to work to, you know, see my braids, make sure everything is parted perfectly and everything like that. So that's one investment that you need to do. You can't skip over that. You need to get some great lighting because when you put that light on them braids, I'm telling you, it's just so different. When you put that light on those braids, you see the shine, you see how crispy the parts are. You just see how beautiful the style is all together, okay? You have to get you some lights. And then the next thing that you want to invest in as a hair braider is a kettle, okay? You do not want to be boiling water on the stove in a pot and bringing the pot over to your client and dipping their hair into the pot. I'm sorry, it's ghetto. It looks very ghetto, it's very tacky, do not do it. You could do it with your sister, your auntie, your cousin, your best friend. Do not do it with your client, okay? Just get you one of these. It heats up the water in less than 5 minutes, literally less than 3 minutes, really. And you dip the water in here, and this is specifically for your clients. This was about, I got this from Walmart. This was, I want to say it was like $15. It was no more than 20, but it was definitely around $15. Get you one of these, and this will save your life, okay? Don't boil water on the stove and bring the pot to your client and dip their hair. Don't do that. It's ghetto. What to invest in is this right here. This is called, I know they have different names for it, but if you want to look for it on Amazon, this is called a magnetic push pin holder. A magnetic push pin holder. And it literally just slaps on your wrist, and you put your product. That's my product, my leftover product. That's my product that's on there. And this, I'm telling you, I only got this about 2 months ago, and I don't know why. Honestly, I do know why I didn't get it sooner. It's because I didn't feel like spending the $10. But spend the $10, okay? I used to put the product on the back of my hand, and honestly, like after an hour or two, the product would start dripping on the sides of my hand, and I hated that. Like sometimes it would really drip all the way down here, and I'm just like, ew, it's so annoying. And then sometimes I would touch my clothes. Y'all, spend the $10 and get you this, okay? It's really a great investment. Slap it on, and you're good to go. Okay, that's a good investment right here. Another good investment is getting the hair for your client, okay? Honestly, it saves you and your client some time, okay? Because if you get the hair for your client, by the time your client gets here, your hair should be prepped already. As soon as they get to you, you should be starting their hair. You shouldn't have to prep anything. You should be parting right away, or detangle, whatever you gotta do. You should be starting right away. You shouldn't want to wait till your client gets here to give you the hair, if it's even the right hair, because a lot of people, when they go into beauty supply stores, their mind is blown, okay? They don't know what is going on. It's too many selections. They see too many colors. It's a lot going on for them. So save your client the time and get the hair for them and prep before they get here. And as soon as they get here, all you have to do is start. Like, I think that's a great investment. When I first started as a hair braider, I got $30. I believe it was like maybe 6 packs of hair. I got me a comb, some Shine and Jam, and I do not use Shine and Jam anymore because Shine and Jam do not work. For the girls that use Shine and Jam, shout out to y'all, because I don't know how y'all make that work. Shine and Jam for me is too greasy, and it doesn't really lay your hair the way it's supposed to lay your hair. But anyway, I had got me some Shine and Jam. I had got me a comb. I got me some hair ties, and oh, and I remember it was actually after I had a couple clients. I went to Walmart and I invested in a braiding rack. I went to Walmart and got one of these, okay? I literally only had one. I don't know what I thought one was gonna do for me, because it did nothing. It did a little something, but I ended up getting more or whatever, and that's another investment that you could invest in. I ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 from Walmart, and then I ended up ordering 2 full-size ones from Amazon. And I use it to prep my client's hair. Sometimes I'm able to get 2 heads on there, but if I'm not, so what? I still have, after my client's done, after I'm done with my first client, I'll just, you know, finish prepping what I wasn't able to prep in the first place. But that's a great investment. Other investment is getting your booking site. For a whole year, I was literally using a planner and a pen, and that's it. That was my booking site. I was literally booking all of my appointments by myself, making sure, and I wasn't even on, like, right now I have a set time that I do hair appointments, but before I was really letting people tell me what time they was able to come. But that was just in the beginning. Now I'm like, no, I have this time or this time. And if they're like, oh, can you, like, I'm not able to come at this time because of this, that, and the third, then I'm like, oh, okay. If it's not too much past the time that I regularly have clients, okay? So definitely invest in a booking site. The booking site that I use now is Squarespace, and it's $25 a month. $25 and some change, I think, but $25. And that is the best thing I've invested in thus far, because the headache of me booking my clients myself, sometimes they'll message me after they booked and I don't have my planner on me, so I'm not able to write it in. Or sometimes I'm in the middle of doing something and I forget. Or sometimes I'll put it in my notes and I'll forget. Like, I'll pretty much forget. Sometimes I'll put it in, but sometimes I'll forget. And when they get here, they'll be like, oh, I could have sworn I told you this. And I'll be like, you are so right. I forgot. But now with the booking site, they're able to book everything themselves. The color, if they want curls, the length, if they want extended length, whatever they want, they're able to do it on the site. And if they need to message me, they can email me through the site, or they can email me through the site. I also have my email on my Instagram. They could do that too, or they can DM me. Or I believe once you book the confirmation, once you book, the confirmation email has my number in there, so you're able to text me. So they have multiple ways that they can communicate with me, and the site just saves my life. It just honestly makes my life 10 times easier. And another thing that I need you to invest in, my braiders especially, listen up. I need my braiders to get a chair, okay? I need my braiders to get a chair, okay? Not a salon chair, of course. You're gonna have a salon chair for your clients already. I know you are. And let me tell you another thing about that. Actually, we're gonna come back to that. You're gonna get a chair for yourself, okay? You know why you're gonna get a chair for yourself? You're gonna get a chair for yourself because you're not about to break your back. We're not breaking backs this year, okay? We're not breaking backs because you can't afford to break your back. You still need your back to live your life, okay? Okay? You need your back, okay? Don't let nobody tell you that you can't sit down and braid somebody's hair, okay? It was this one time, I really just was not feeling good. I wasn't sick or anything like that. But I had the craziest headache. Like, I was really feeling woozy. And of course, I had a client. I was not about to cancel because I need my money. Okay? Money. But I had the craziest headache. And I just happened to have one of those chairs that sit up higher than my salon chair. I took that chair. I sat my ass down. Baby, I've been sitting my ass down since then. Okay? And it's literally been I've been braiding full time for about 2.5 years now, and I've been sitting down for about 2 years now, okay? Because you don't feel it while you're braiding, but when you sit down after your client leaves, your back, well, I'm gonna just say my back be torn up to pieces in shambles, okay? I was like, my back be torn up in shambles. But since I got that chair, baby, my back has been amazing, okay? No, but seriously, get you a chair that sits up higher than your salon chair, the one that you can actually put up or down. And yeah, it's gonna save your life. I'm telling you, you don't need those back problems, okay? And then another thing when it comes to your salon chair, I got my salon chair off Facebook Marketplace. See, this is why you need to have Facebook and Instagram, okay? Because you don't need to get a new salon chair. I got my salon chair for $30, okay? $30 off Facebook Marketplace. $30, good condition. The only thing that was wrong with it was like a crack. Like, you know where the leather seat is, it was a crack in it. I think it was like 2 or 3 cracks in it. But it still looked good. I had to take it, and I honestly just put some black tape over it, and it looks fine. Okay, it looks perfectly fine. The chair goes up and down. It works perfectly. It spins around. I didn't have to spend $300 to $400 getting a new chair. So don't feel like you have to spend $300 to $400 getting you a salon chair, because you don't. Look on Facebook Marketplace, and sometimes there's people on there giving their stuff away for free. So look on Facebook Marketplace, because that could really save your life too. Another thing that you want to master, I should say, is your customer service. When it comes to customer service, you really want to try to master that. You really don't want to be that hair braider or hairstylist that has the nasty attitude and your clients can't ask you for anything, or they feel scared or nervous to ask you for anything. And honestly, that could really turn people off. Customer service is really a big thing. I remember this one time, it was actually like really it was maybe like my 10th client, and I did her hair. I thought it looked great, and she thought it looked great when she was here, but maybe like, I think it was like the next day, she texted me and was like, I don't like these braids. They're not the size that I asked you for. They're not the size that I had sent you, and I don't like them. And in the picture that she sent me, there was like 2 braids that was falling in the front. And she was like, the 2 braids cover my eyes completely. I was like, girl, what? That was my first client that was not happy or satisfied. So at this point, I'm honestly nervous, because I'm like, yo, what do I do? Like, I don't want to be that person that's like, that doesn't, you know, try to make her client satisfied. So I'm really like, okay, what am I gonna do? So the first thing I thought, I'm like, I'm definitely not gonna refund you the whole amount, because I still worked on this. So that's definitely not gonna happen. So I told her she could come back and I'll redo the front for her. And she was like, at first she agreed. She was like, okay, I don't mind. I'll come back and you could redo the front. And then the morning of, when she came, the morning of, she texted me and she's like, the Uber's too much money, and you redoing the front is gonna be too much. I don't think it's gonna work out. I don't want to do that. So now I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? Like, you're really not trying to help me help you right now. So at that point, I was just like, all right, I'll refund you half of it because you weren't happy, but I'm not gonna refund you the whole thing because I did work on it. And she was like, okay, that's fine. And honestly, it's crazy because she was happy from that, and she was actually the first person that told me about the Black-owned New Jersey networks. The Black-owned New Jersey pages on Facebook. And that's when I first posted on there, and that's when my pictures and videos started blowing up, and that's how I started getting more clients. So when it comes to customer service, you really want to make sure you have that down pat. You don't want to be mean. You don't want to be rude. Just try to help them. Like, first, you're not going to just have in your head, you're definitely not going to get, unless it's like truly something they don't like and you know that they don't like it. And even within yourself, you're like, I know I did not do this hair right, and they really don't like it. Okay, then you have to, I would say, give a full refund. But if you really feel like you did a good job and they're just doing the most, I would say give them a half of a refund. And from there, they might come again. You might not want to do their hair, but you never know what might come out of that. Just be nice to people, honestly. Just be nice to people. Don't let them get over, but be nice to them as much as you can. So you're not, because people like that, they will tell other people, or they will try to blast you, and that's obviously not good for your business. So try to calm them down as much as possible. Get them, maybe try to redo their hair before you give them up. Try to do everything you can before you give them any type of money back. But if they truly are not trying to bend and help you help them, then offer them half of a refund. But when it comes to customer service, just try to do your best. Don't be rude. Don't be nasty. Answer questions. Like, don't be annoyed because people are asking you questions, because some people really don't know. A lot of people have never gotten braids before, and this is their first time trying braids, and they just don't know what's going on. So help them. Just answer a few questions, make them feel like they're not bothering you, because a lot of people are like, I'm sorry to bother you, I'm sorry to text you again, and I'm like, it's fine, you're not bothering me at all. I literally text them like, you're not bothering me at all. If you have any questions, ask me, because do y'all see the tear that's about to come on my eye right now? Oh my gosh, this thing hurts so bad. It feels super cool. It smells really good too. So those are my tips for growing your clientele, getting regulars, and building your career as a hair braider. If you want to know any other products that I've used, I have like a couple videos that I've shown what products that I use, what braiding hair that I use, and what locks that I use, and all that good stuff. So if you have any other questions, comment down below. Please let me know your thoughts. Let me know where you're at in your hair braider journey, your full-time, part-time, wherever you're at. Let me know if you're a traveling hair braider, how that is. Comment down below. If you have any questions about products, about anything, comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see in my next video, and bye.